David, yeah. Yeah. Okay. And again, as a courtesy to your fellow media members, we ask that you silence your cell phones. Please provide your name and affiliation, and each time you ask a question during the press conference, if you're joining on Zoom, please use the raise hand function for questions, and we'll take questions in the room first before we go to Zoom. And recording the press conferences on cell phones or cameras is prohibited. We are now joined by Coach Mark Pope, and Coach, we'll ask you to make an opening statement, and then we'll go to questions.
Well, just in random twist of fate, I can't believe I get to sit up here with Bill Benner. Bill and I don't know each other that well, but David Benner, his brother, was one of my favorite people in the world. He passed away. But he was the information director here with the Indiana Pacers for a long time. One of the great human beings on the planet, man. I love him, and so we miss him. So
thank you, Mark.
I'm happy to be here with you.
Thank you.
We're clearly excited to be here, competing in this incredible venue in this beautiful city in the NCAA tournament, and we're excited about moving forward.
Okay, right over here.
Matt Newell with the Indy Star. You obviously referenced your time with the Pacers. What do you remember about Indianapolis, and what did you take from playing for Larry Bird?
I love it. Come on, I'm the most blessed human being in the world that I got to be here on those great Indiana Pacers teams in this tremendous city, playing for Larry Bird and Rick Carlisle and the whole crew, and I'll never forget it. It was the Pacers drafted me. It was my first 2 years here until Coach Bird fired me, and it was two of the most fun, incredible years of my entire life. Getting to play with these guys, with Reggie and Jack and Chris and the Davis boys, and I mean, come on, Rick Smits. It just doesn't get any better in epic contests, and in a really tremendous era of basketball. To do that here in Indianapolis is really special to me. This is where I met my wife, and we started our life, and it's a really special city to me.
Right here.
Serena Raboyne, WHAS 11. I've noticed in the locker room that there's a lot of levity among the players. They're having a lot of fun. And how do you think that translates to their game right now? And as a follow-up, as someone that's been here, won the whole thing, how important is that moving forward?
I think joy in the gym is a principle that's really, really important to us. I think we play better when we work hard to find joy in the process, because this can be a grind also. It can be mentally and emotionally taxing and exhausting, and the pressure can be immense. But finding the joy in it, I think, actually helps us perform better. I think it helps us be more focused. I think it helps us be looser. It enables us to be better decision makers. It takes us from our limbic system to our frontal cortex, literally in a real sense, and helps us be decision makers, which is such a crucial part of what we do on the court. And it also is, what's the point? What's the point of all this if you're not building relationships that are going to last forever, and if you're not enjoying every moment? If you can't be here in this city in the Sweet 16 with this group of guys, if you can't enjoy that, then you need to find another thing to do. So I love that the guys are enjoying it. I love that they're taking in every single moment. They came here for a reason. They're very focused on that reason, but their love of each other showing through is actually a strength for us.
Right over here.
Coach, Akeem Glaspie with the Indy Star. I understand your rivalry, or your kind of series with Indiana University is being renewed starting next season. What does that rivalry mean to college basketball, and is that something you guys will look to make permanent moving forward?
I am, Deb, am I allowed to talk about this? I assume I am, yeah? Yep. So I have such beautiful memories of Kentucky, Indiana in the RCA Dome, and looking up in the arena and seeing the aisleway where it was split, where it was all blue-white all the way across the arena on one side and all red and white on the other side of the stadium. And I love everything about it. I think these rivalries are really special in college basketball. I think that this rivalry has incredible history. I think it's great for college basketball. There's nothing about it that's not great. I'm really excited about it.
Right back here.
Mark, Daryl Bird with Cats Paws in Lexington. You guys played Tennessee twice, beat them twice. Kind of big view. What advantages do you see for the team that won both of those games this year? And flip side, what the advantages might be for the team that lost both of those games heading into this?
Well, if we really parse details, there's certainly the emotional advantage of winning two that you feel like you can. And there's the strategic side of coming in 0-2, kind of consider like you might have a better idea of if you're going to make changes, a better idea of how and why. But I think that's like the 0.1%. I think mostly this is a freestanding game. This is a great Tennessee team. It's one of the top teams in the country. It's the best defensive team in the country. They're one of the best offensive teams in the country. Rick Barnes is if not the best, one of the best coaches in all of college basketball right now, and he's one of the people that I really, really admire. I admire him because he puts together great teams every year, and I admire him because everything I know about him, he's a way better man than he is a basketball coach. And when you're one of the best basketball coaches, that's saying a lot about him. I think he lives his life by a moral code and a moral compass. And I think he sets an incredible example for the rest of us in the profession. And I think he sets a great example for everybody. And so I don't know what advantage comes from it. I just know it's two great teams that are playing together in the Sweet 16, trying to get to the Elite Eight, and that's exactly what you expect at this point in the tournament, and we can't wait to get to it.
Right here.
Hey, Mark. Eric Olson with the Associated Press. First time since '85 that there's been no mid-majors. It's pretty much all power conference teams. What's kind of your thoughts, if you could, on just the future, going forward with NIL and revenue sharing? Are the little guys going to be able to win a few games in here like maybe they once were able to?
Yes. I think the answer is yes. We had number one seeds that were one missed shot, one made shot away from going down. So there's been all the drama. I expect that will continue because the reason is because there are so many talented players. There are so many incredibly talented players, and there's so many incredibly talented coaches, and so I think this tournament is one of the great things in all of sports, and I think it's because it's a pure meritocracy once you start playing. Once you start playing, it doesn't matter what your budget is. It doesn't matter if you came in on a bus or flew in on a plane. It doesn't matter if you have 17 different uniforms or if you only have one. It doesn't matter if you got holes in your shoes or you got your 75th new pair, right? You just get on the court and battle it out. And there's so many talented players, so many talented coaches. I think this incredible event is only going to get better and better and better.
Right here.
Coach, good afternoon. Jonathan Gregg, Spectrum News, Kentucky. Every venue is different when you're playing in the tournament. You were at Fiserv in Milwaukee, built for basketball, built for the Bucks. You're here at Lucas Oil. What's it like practicing and then eventually playing here in this building?
I think it's a great building. One of my coaches, Alvin Brooks, loves this building like nowhere else on the planet because he hoisted a trophy here. I think it's a really special venue. What's interesting is a lot of times, in the older stadiums, you would walk in and it would be really, really, really light. And so you kind of got caught up in the background. In our first experience in here this morning, the background kind of fades away. So it feels a lot more intimate maybe than it is. I think it's an incredible venue. I think it's a special place and we can't wait to play.
Right here in front, Rick.
Yeah, Mark, Rick Bozich, WDRB in Louisville. Have you done anything here since you've been to Indianapolis to make it fun, make it joyful for your players, unusual. And when you played for Coach Pitino, did he do that with you guys?
Ooh. I remember, now my memory might be a little bit skewed, but I remember we went on we toured Italy. We did a foreign tour with Coach Pitino, and I remember like just an insane amount of time in the gym. And I do remember at one point we finished practice. He threw us in a bus, and we were so exhausted. I think most of us fell asleep. But at one point, I do recall that we were driving around the Coliseum on our way back to the gym to work out again. So, I mean, I love that man so much. I love him. Now we just got in late last night and we're up early for practice today. The one thing that's great about our team is, it was just fun sitting listening to them at breakfast. I'm not going to tell you what the whole team was debating about. There was this very serious debate about which concerts were appropriate to attend and which weren't as a team. And it was delightful. And so with this group, we don't have to do a lot of exotic things for these guys to really enjoy the moment and love each other. They've made that great. It feels like you're in a room with 12 brothers that are just constantly, I mean, they never stop talking, and it's wonderful. We have talked about, we're pursuing maybe some options to get out of the hotel a little bit this afternoon, just because it's a little bit of a longer, we were early in the morning, so it'll be a little longer day, but these guys are pretty fresh all the time.
Okay, we're going to just time for a few more right over here.
C.L. Brown, Louisville Courier-Journal. Mark, Amari talked about sometimes kind of needing physical play early to kind of get him into a flow. Aside from eating warm milk with your cereal with him, what kind of buttons have you had to push with him to really get him going?
Yeah, so one, this whole Weetabix thing has been super fun, man. The videos that we're getting sent to us are really, really special and sweet and delightful, just BBN coming through in major fashion. With Amari, I'll tell you who I think is the most important guy to him is Brandon Garrison. It's pretty fun. So, our rhythm is the rest of the team goes out early and BG and Amari stay back in the locker room for a minute because they're getting on the court a second later when we're doing warm-ups. And those two get each other hyped. They haven't got to the point where they're getting super physical with each other to kind of awaken him, but maybe we'll start on that. But BG is really important to him. Those two have developed an incredible relationship, and then just focusing on the things we do. Those are the things that we'll spend time with Amari on. Is kind of talking about a first hit, a first rebound, talking about being really, really aggressive downhill to 2 feet early on in the game. He's been so incredibly good for us. I mean, he really is a generational guy right now in his own unique niche in the game. He's been really special.
We got time for 3 more right here.
Dennis Dodd, CBS Sports. Mark, Kentucky's the standard for basketball in this league, but you've been away a few years. I'm sure you've followed the league, followed Kentucky. What's happened to the SEC this year to the point they've gotten all these teams in?
Well, I couldn't give you a really insightful answer on that because I just haven't been here, like you said. But I do think this is, it's pretty great. I mean, it's the first time the league's ever had 14 teams in. It's the first time a league's ever had 7 teams in the Sweet 16. It just has been a magical, brutal, beautiful year in the SEC. And, we'll still see how that pans out as we move forward. But you want to be in the most competitive league, and there's no doubt. I mean, it's really remarkable what this league has been, and it's been a blessing to all of us, and it's been painful for all of us too. And that's what you want. It's really good.
Right here.
Hey, Mark, John Huang, NOLA Media. You've emphasized all year the importance of the players kind of keeping an even keel, not getting too high, not getting too low, keeping their emotions in check. How do you feel like they've done? And along the same lines, there have been some coaches, Rick Pitino included, who have advocated for eliminating the post-game handshake line. I didn't know if you had any strong feelings one way or the other about that.
I do, and it's because I'm a terrible sport. I advocate that we that we shut down the handshake line when I lose and that we do it when I win. It's just, I'm a bad loser, guys. I'm trying so hard. I got a whole psychology team that's trying to help me do it better. Hopefully we don't do it a lot. I think that, I think we all have moments where we feel like, why are we doing this? And those are probably not our best moments. At the end of the day, I do think that athletics, I hope that athletics is about more. It can be deadly serious about winning, which it is. Like, we're deadly serious about winning. And it can also be more. And the more part, you think the deadly winning part is exhausting and taxing. It is, because it takes every ounce of everything that you are as a human being, because you're competing against guys that are giving every ounce of everything, sacrificing everything that they have to win. And so sometimes to ask for more seems impossible. But the one great thing about athletes is they're chasing the impossible. And so can we be the most vicious, competitive, fighting people in the world and fight tooth and nail with every ounce of what we have to find a way to win? And then can we do more? Then can we actually be man enough to walk through a line and teach our guys to walk through a line that we don't want to walk through, the guys that we don't want to shake their hands, and do it just out of the camaraderie of sports? That's a tall order. But I don't think it's, I like tall orders. And I like us being more than, if we're going to do this great, guys, we're going to win and win at the highest level, and we're going to do a little bit more. And that's just one little way that I think we can do a little bit more. So I'd like to be mature enough, and I'm not. I'd like to be mature enough to keep chasing bigger and more important things than just basketball.
Last question for Coach right here.
Mark, Pete Thamel from ESPN. Overcoming injuries has been a theme of this season. I know you talked about not sleeping a few nights before games and such. Can you talk about how that's maybe defined and forged this team to help them get to that point, and maybe touch a little bit on Lamont and what he's gone through to play here? Yeah,
every experience we have, good or bad, our goal is to make it a learning, teaching experience. How can it grow us? My staff is so good about refocusing me and saying, okay, relax, take a breath. How can this grow us? How can this grow us? How can this grow us? And, for sure the injuries for us have been really painful. And it's been problematic for us and given us incredible challenges. But what's exciting about it is how it's grown us, right? And I think it's grown us a lot of ways. It's given young guys a chance to come up and play. It's given guys a chance to play in different positions with different responsibilities. It's made us really rethink everything that we went into the season expecting to do. We don't talk about the loss of Kirk Krissa very much, but that actually transformed entirely the way that we were planning to approach the game, and that's an afterthought actually in this slew of injuries we've gone through. So it gives you an opportunity to really grow and really become better coach and a better player, and I think our guys have taken advantage of it, and we'll continue to be tested in that way. But adversity is a gift. Adversity is a beautiful thing. The death of me is going to be when I'm sitting on the beach somewhere, just drinking a non-alcoholic beverage and have no adversity. Because then how are you growing? What are you becoming? I think we're obsessed with becoming something. How can we find a way to get better? And these injuries have certainly played a part in us trying to do that.
Thanks, Coach.
Lamont, I've talked about him a lot. I think, it's a beautiful thing as a coach. It's just like a beautiful thing as a parent. When you see your children doing things better than you ever did them and being smarter than you ever were and doing things that are so brave and so bold, we all know what that feels like. That's how I feel about Lamont Butler. He's doing things that you just shouldn't have to ask a player to do. And he has never been dissuaded. He's never been diverted or distracted from his core, which is he wants to raise up and do this for his guys. And he's doing it at insane cost right now. and with unbelievable bravery and unbelievable fortitude and gratitude. And it's just like, that's why I love sports. You know, when I talk about sports, does it give us a chance to do something even more than we have to do the winning? But can you win and actually do something more than winning? And Lamont Butler, if there's a guy that's been symbolic of that for our season on this team, you talk about a guy that's winning and doing more, it's been Lamont Butler. He's really special.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, guys.
Great scene.
Hey, I'm so happy to see that.
Success, too. Yeah. I'll tell you. Yeah, please do. Yeah.
We need one here.
Yeah. Well, here, take mine.
You want that?
Okay, we are ready to be joined by the Kentucky student athletes. And we would ask that you please direct your question to a specific student athlete, please.
Go ahead.
For sure. He guessed it.
How you doing, man?
Choose my target.
That's right. Okay, we are ready to go. Please raise your hand. We'll get a mic to you.
Oh, look.
Right here. Right there. Yeah.
Hi, Liv Clements with Indiana University. Kobe, I wanted to mention you guys have done this twice now with Tennessee for the third time. Does something have to change specifically for you guys to make it a three-peat with them?
Question for Kobe.
Honestly, I don't think we have to do anything different. I think we got to do the same thing that we've been doing against every team, just continue to be ourselves. And, you know, we trust each other on the court. We know what we're capable of doing. And, you know, Tennessee's obviously a really good opponent, so got to give them their respect. And, you know, we're coming into this game with the same mentality that we came into the first two.
Question right here.
Daryl Burr with the Cats, Paws, and Lexington. For Lamont, and if any others want to chime in, that's fine. You guys are at this stage getting ready to play in a game you've dreamed about your whole lives. I'm wondering, as a team, how often do you guys think of Jackson and Kerr who aren't able to participate in this right now?
Question for Lamont.
Yeah, we think about them all the time. It's really tough, you know, for them to not be out there with us. I mean, you know, playing, but I feel like they've done a great job of just being leaders off the court, being really vocal in huddles and pulling guys to the side and telling them what they see out there and, you know, what can help our team. So they're still very valuable to us, and, you know, we just are playing hard, playing for love, and, you know, playing with passion for them who can't be out there with us.
Question right here.
Adam Oppenheim, Indiana Media School. This is for Kobe. Tennessee has been one of the top defenses in the year, but you guys were really successful against them in both games, shooting 50% from three. What made your offense so successful, and how do you look to take that into the third match?
Question for Kobe.
Yeah, I think the coaches, they do a really good job of just scouting, you know, the way that they guard. And, you know, they've been a really good defensive team, but I feel like we've seen their defense a couple times this year, teams that kind of do similar things. And so we kind of just, you know, do what we do every game and just scout them and work on the things that they're good at and how we're able to, you know, use that against them. So I'm sure that they'll probably try to change things up a little bit since, you know, the first two times it didn't work out too well. But, you know, we're going to continue to do what we do. We work on every type of defense guarding us, so just got to continue to do us.
Back here in the corner.
Aaron Gershon, Caspaz and Lexington. Andrew, I know you didn't play much in the first two matchups against them, but Milicic was the one guy that really hit a bunch of threes for them. What's kind of the key to slowing him down this time around, and what did you guys learn when you guys went back and watched the film from his success against you guys?
Andrew.
Yeah, he's a great player, and so certainly he shot the ball really well from three against us, and especially the first matchup. He wasn't shooting a great percentage, and we've kind of changed how we scout a little bit and changed how we attack the game, and we're not giving anybody any dare shots. We're making other teams feel uncomfortable. I think that's helped our defense improve these last couple of months, and so for that being said, just being able to have presence on the ball, make sure he's not comfortable, especially when he's trying to step out and shoot some threes, which he had a lot of success against us in the past.
Right here.
This one's for Ortega. Obviously, your brother plays in the NFL, and you have a chance to play at Lucas Oil Stadium. Just what does that mean to you to kind of have bragging rights over him? I understand he hasn't had a chance to play here yet, and just what's your relationship like with him, just helping you get to this moment?
Ortega?
It's a cool feeling playing in the stadium. I've never played in a football stadium before, so definitely just want to win. Say I won in a football stadium that you haven't played in, so that'd be cool. But, it just means a lot, knowing that he's got to the highest level. And, I'm trying to get there. So, just with the gems and, the advice that he's given me so far, it's been a lot for me. And it's definitely gotten me all the way here. So, I'm just thankful that he's in that position. And, he's going to be here tomorrow. So he's definitely going to be able to cheer me on.
Right here in the back.
For Andrew, you guys have the confidence of having won twice already. What do you think the mindset is for Tennessee? What advantage might they have, even though they haven't won that game heading into, especially on this kind of a stage?
Andrew?
I think for them, they probably, want to just try and learn from anything they could from those first two games. For them coming into this third one, that they, think they'll probably shoot the ball a little bit better. But I feel like for us to continue being able to come out on top, we got to just continue to contest every shot and make every shot tough. And that's what we were able to do the first two matchups, and that's what we're going to be looking to do again on Friday.
Right here.
Steve Lehman, CBS Nashville. Lamont, you've played in a lot of NCAA tournament games. You've got that experience. You're your team's point guard. Zakai really sets the tone for them. How much do you take it upon yourself to set the tone and maybe counteract whatever he does on the floor for your squad?
Lamont?
Yeah, he's a really good player, really good point guard, one of the best point guards in the country. He Defensive Player of the Year in our league and first team. So we know that we got to go out there and really just play hard. I think it's going to be a great matchup, for me. But it's a team effort. It's a team effort, not just one person, guarding somebody. We're going to be connected on defense, and we got one of the best coaches. So I think we're going to be ready to go and win that game.
Over here.
Vince Ferrara, 99.1, the Sports Animal in Knoxville. This is for Lamont and for Kobe. I know when you're a really good shooter, probably the surroundings don't matter to you much, but wondering with the setup in a stadium, what those backdrops are like for you to adjust to that, and how did that go today at practice?
Lamont.
Yeah, it's definitely a little different. We've never played really in a football stadium, playing arenas. So, once we got the first our shots up and kind of figured it out, it's normal at that point.
Kobe?
Yeah, I feel like it's been pretty cool just to play in different environments. And for me, it's my first time playing in a football stadium, so that's a pretty good experience. I don't really think it changes anything. I always say if the ball is round and the rim is a circle, then I think it's all the same thing. So just I'm excited to get out there and play.
Right here.
John Huang, NOLA Media. Hey, Andrew, when I look at you guys sitting up there, you're all really relaxed and seem confident. Is that just part of the team mentality? I know BG has a tendency to kind of get worked up, but Coach Pope has always emphasized keep a level head, keep your emotions in check. Is that just part of your team personality?
Andrew?
Yeah, I would say definitely, this team, we really care about each other a lot. We like to have a lot of fun together. And so it's just it's a lot of fun to be around these guys and definitely, just how talented our team is and how close we are definitely brings you a little bit at ease at times. And, it really allows us to enjoy the moment and take your time. It really kind of gives us that a little laid back, but always having a great time with each other for sure.
Time for a couple more.
Hi, Liv Clements again at Indiana University. Otega, I wanted to ask, you've been a powerhouse going into this season, into this tournament. Is there a way that Tennessee actually can stop you?
Otega.
I don't know. I hope not. But, I'm just going to try and go out there, have good energy. I feel like the ball finds good energy. So I hope they can't stop me because, I'm trying to win. But, yeah, we're going to see.
One more for the student athletes right here.
Yeah, for Andrew and Amari, I know, Andrew, you just talked about, right here. You just talked about how much fun you guys have together, how much you enjoy each other's company. I guess, what brought you guys together so quickly, right? I mean, this is an entirely new team. You guys didn't know each other this time last year. How have you guys become really like brothers?
Andrew?
I would just, say probably just being able to bond over things pretty quickly in the summer. A lot of us have, similar interests, and just being able to really, just try to get to know each other on a deeper level. Everybody is new at one spot, so everybody kind of had that mindset of trying to get to know each other a whole lot better. And, it gives you a little bit of just nostalgia, just growing up on the park, playing against each other early on in the days, kind of like you're a little kid. So it was a lot of fun.
Amari?
I'm going to say the same as Andrew, just hanging out in the summer. I feel like that helps us grow closer a lot, so I'll just say that.
That's it. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.